South by Southwest released a statement, and they talk out of both sides of their mouth here. But it says, we are an organization that welcomes diverse viewpoints. Across the globe, we are witnessing unspeakable tragedies.
Unspeakable, which is why we are not going to speak about them.
Yeah.
That's how unspeakable they're. They're so unspeakable, we're going to not mention the tragedy. That's how unspeakable. I couldn't even speak on these
We
tragedies.
don't even want to be specific, in fact.
And
we don't even want to be specific.
But here's the thing. I'm a spokesperson. And I, as a spokesperson who's paid to speak, I actually can't speak on it because these tragedies, which we're not going to say which tragedies.
You know what we're talking about.
You know which ones. You know these they're the tragedies. These tragedies are unspeakable.
And they're bad.
And that's why giving entrepreneurs viability and funding for potential game-changing work is the point of South by Southwest.
And he was like, that's a pretty good point, man. That's a pretty good point,
This is why communism will never work.
Communism won't work, man.
Guys,
we tried it.
Welcome
to Some of This Is Bad.
No, you fucking asshole.
Welcome to Some of This Is Bad News podcast.
This is the Bad News Podcast. I'm Sam Castillo, with me,
JT Kelley.
and our wonderful producer,
Jimmy Clifford.
What's up, Jimmy?
What's
baby?
up, Jimmy baby? We got something cool to open up. We're here in Austin, Texas, as always. Right now, the big story is South by Southwest.
Wrapping up.
A lot of artists. The big controversy is this year South by was sponsored by, I believe, North Rock, Grumman, and Raytheon.
The boys, baby.
Some of the biggest.
The boy. I'm pretty sure those are actually women owned.
Wow. Yeah. So if you don't support the military industrial complex, you hate women.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
Some defense contractors funded South by Southwest this year, and these weapons that are made by these companies are being used in Ukraine and Russia and Palestine, Israel. And so a lot of musicians pulled out this year because they didn't want to be associated with war.
Fair enough. As far as your branding's concerned, you don't want to be the pro-war band, right?
Right. Yeah, that's that. You know, I mean, it worked out for some.
Leave it to Toby Keith.
Yeah.
Toby Keith is the last real pro-war rock and roll musician, baby.
Isn't he dead?
Oh, I guess he really was the last.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Toby K.
No, Tim McGraw died.
Tim McGraw. No, Toby Keith
No, it's
died.
Toby Keith.
Oh,
for
I
sure.
was right the first time.
Tim
I'm saying
McGraw
good.
never dies. Tim McGraw is going to live forever. That man is more of a feeling than a human.
So, we right now you set up the story.
But so I think the first band to drop out was Kneecaps, that Irish rap band that like wears a ski mask and they're very like, you know, Irish Republican type stuff. And they were like, no, we're not going to do this. We're Irish. And then a bunch of bands started dropping out, and they're dropping out left and right. And I think probably the most bands to ever drop out of South by, more than they did in like, you know, the 2019 I'm dropping out because you don't pay us enough. Now they're saying, hey, we dropped out because we don't support war and you don't pay artists enough. But did you say 5%, right? About 5% of all the bands in South by dropped out?
Yeah, so Jimmy said
Yeah, that's what I heard.
5% of all bands.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of bands.
Like a couple hundred.
If you've never been to South by, you don't know what it is. The whole city turns into one big festival. Like almost every venue downtown is now a South by venue, and if it's not, they're still doing music and it's unofficial South by.
Every sidewalk.
Yeah.
Literally every coffee shops, hotels, dry cleaners, everything has live music for like 8 days.
Yeah, and it's corporate as hell. Like I watched, you know, Lady Gaga throw up on herself on the Doritos stage right after Justin Bieber went up in like 2015. Like it being bought out by corporations isn't new,
I
right?
thought about this 10 years ago, I saw for free Washed Out, Foster the People, and Childish Gambino all in the same day for free. It's so opposite of what it used to be about. I mean, you sound like such an old fart. It used to be about music. It used to be about music and corporate profit back then. Now it's just about corporate profit. And like, it always was, but it was like, more the thing was it always was about profit. It just was more fun.
They had George W. Bush as a keynote speaker one year. You know what I mean? Like South by being in bed with like the art of war is not a new concept.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Well, apparently about 5% of artists do. And if you're going to protest war by not playing some rock and roll here, right on, man.
Say it with your chest out.
Protest your war, dude. Good
Have
job.
some fucking queso. Have fun.
But our governor, the man of iron himself, our governor released a statement. You want to pull up the statement that he made? The governor released a statement when all of these bans were pulling out here. And it says, I think it was just on Twitter, actually. It might not even been him. It could have been one of his staffers. But when all these bans are dropping out saying, we don't want to support Raytheon, these people are, making money off of not just profiteering on making war, but they're running our country. There's more lobbyists supporting, the war industry than there is for education, right? These dogs bark everywhere and they bite everywhere and they're paying for all our rock and roll. We don't want to break bread with them. So Greg Abbott says, bans pull out of South by Southwest over U.S. Army sponsorship. Bye. Don't come back. Austin remains the HQ for Army's future command. San Antonio is Military City, USA. We are proud of the U.S. military in Texas. If you don't like it, don't come here. And I want to draw a distinction. I think I'm from Sacramento, which is a big military town. Tons of friends and family in the military. None of these bans dropping out are against people in the military or your job as a soldier in the military. None of the people dropping out were like, hey, by the way, the guys at Fort Bragg, fuck you, right? Like, that's not, do you think anyone's making that claim?
Nah,
No.
I am, but I mean, I can't speak for all the artists.
But I kind of get a sense that's how it's being framed here. The idea that you say, we're proud of the U.S. military in Texas. It's like, okay, well, that's an interesting distinction to draw.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want Raytheon making bombs for profit doesn't mean you don't support the military. It's just
Right.
very support our troops. Very, very more about slogans that I can agree with than ideologies that should be dissected. But Greg Abbott said that. And South by Southwest, a liberal bastion of freedom, had to make a response.
Well, that's an oxymoron. Liberal and bastion of freedom.
Yeah.
Come on now.
The next
man.
thing is their response.
Oh, excuse me. You're going to correct my pronouns? You're going to say I'm out of tune. I'm trying to play my sitar in a kombucha brewery while I'm talking about how San Antonio Way is Military City, USA. All right, that's my freedom.
Sorry, I have to play sitar in a coffee shop that used to be an affordable laundromat for the
Sorry.
Mexican community that lived on the east side here. Sorry, I can't play my sitar in this gentrified city if you don't recognize that my politics are better than yours.
I'm cutting a hole into a box of Bud Light to fuck it. So if you'll excuse me, that's freedom.
But South by Southwest released a statement and then turned off the comments for their Instagram post. The next slide is the beginning of their statement. They I don't know, man. They talk out of both sides of their mouth here. I'll let you kind of give a better, more smart response to it. But it says, we are an organization that welcomes diverse viewpoints. Music is the soul of South by Southwest, and it has long been our legacy. We fully respect the decision these artists made to exercise their rights to free speech. Great. Across the globe, we are witnessing unspeakable tragedies, the rise of repressive regimes, and the increasing spread of violent conflict. It's more crucial than ever that we come together to solve these greater humanitarian issues.
Unspeakable, which is why we are not going to speak about them.
Yeah. Unspeakable has no place at a rock show.
Unspeakable, which is why they will not be spoken about here.
Yeah.
That's how unspeakable they're. They're so unspeakable, we're going to not mention the tragedy. That's how unspeakable. I couldn't even speak on these
We don't
tragedies.
even want to be specific, in fact.
And
We
we're-
don't even want to be specific.
But here's the thing. I'm a spokesperson. And I, as a spokesperson who's paid to speak, I actually can't speak on it because these tragedies, which we're not going to say which tragedies.
You know what we're talking about.
You know which ones.
You know
these they're the tragedies. These tragedies are unspeakable.
And they're bad.
And that's why giving entrepreneurs viability and funding for potential game-changing work is the point of South by Southwest. It's about entrepreneurs and potentially game-changing work and the funding of game-changing work, because work is a game, but it has to be changed.
And you have to put in the work if you want to make change.
That's why the Army sponsorship is part of our commitment to bring forward ideas that shape our world. In regard to Collins Aerospace, they participated this year as a sponsor of 2 South by Southwest pitch categories, giving entrepreneurs viability and funding for potential game-changing work, because we have to play the you have to change the game, I guess. The situation. Oh, here we go. We will continue to support human rights for all, Wink. And the situation in the Middle East is tragic and illuminates the heightened importance of standing together against injustice. Now, we're not saying which countries in the Middle East. We're saying just the Middle East.
The Middle East in general, it just sounds bad right now.
Well, here's the thing.
So unspeakably bad. We won't even name a country.
Right. And the issues that they're worried about is what's going to happen to the FIFA soccer fields in Qatar 1 year later. That, if I understand it, that's the situation?
That's the situation we're talking about, yeah.
I don't know if
is the FIFA infrastructure left in Qatar.
I don't know if you've looked at it, but the pitch, the soccer pitch, unwatered. The grass is dead. That's the big problem over there. Right now, they spent all this money building these wonderful soccer fields, not being played on, not being used.
Tragic.
Soccer football is a juego. It's a game that unites us all. You know, tenemos football. You know, and that, right? If I understand it correctly, that's the big issue in the Middle East.
I think it's got to be that. I don't
really know much about the Middle East. I'm more of a Far East kind of guy, you know?
I like spices from the Orient.
You're a Near East guy.
I'm a Near East guy, absolutely.
Yeah.
You get me in Yugoslavia, and I can name every country that was former Yugoslavia.
Far East, Near East, look at these. You know, I don't know. No.
Fool me once, shame on me, right? I just love this response because, like, they don't say anything, right? Do you think this is a genuine response, or do you think this is just like PR double talk?
I mean, it's nothing.
It's nothing, right? It's a non-response, and it would almost have been better to not say anything, right? They turned off their comments on Instagram.
No.
You think they should have said something?
They said they did the right thing.
You
if
think
I
so?
was them, I would have came out and said, hey, violence, bad. Middle East, bad. Music, bad. Oh, good.
Good, yeah.
Because they don't know what they're saying. Look, they're all drunk on Deep Eddy vodka at 3 p.m. This was written by a brunch girl. Like, this what you understand. This was written by... Go ahead.
This was written by ChatGPT.
Yeah, this was written by an intern who her bosses were like, fuck. What do we do? She goes, I use this for every college student.
Although my new thing is when people ask me if I'm booked on something, I say, I dropped out for the Middle East.
Yeah.
I dropped out for the Middle East.
Oh, yeah.
No. They asked me. I was asked to do it. I just can't. Middle East.
Yeah, I was booked for Just for Laughs Montreal, but then I bailed out because of how they view the Middle East.
Yeah.
And they're like, didn't Just for Laughs Montreal declare bankruptcy? Yeah. I wonder why.
Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, I wonder because they didn't take money from Collins Aerospace.
Me and
That's
Sam
why.
had a backbone, and we took down one of the largest festivals in the world.
That's correct.
Yeah. Next time you're going to the Middle East, you're going to see statues of us there. All right.
I'm kind of more of the Ireland of comedy, if you will.
Absolutely. Me and
I've always
Sam, the
been
Ireland.
described as an Irish guy.
I've always been described as drunk and making women scared.
Is that an Irish thing?
I think that's a very Irish thing.
Okay, all right. Yeah, his last name is Kelley. He can say that. You know,
yeah.
I was gonna say very morbid and poetic.
Oh, you're not even Irish, are you?
Not at all.
Not even a little bit.
This Sunday you
You're
are.
Nordic. That's the white part of you is Nordic, right?
Yeah, my mom's Swedish. Tomorrow tomorrow's St. Patty's Day, so we're all going down on leprechauns tomorrow, huh?
Ain't that right? Hey, get that memo to my wife. Yeah, this little leprechaun right here needs to come.
Now, work the pots of gold.
Man,
Give me a reach around the rainbow and work the pot of gold, huh?
you know that internet gold mine, right? The best thing that's ever been posted on the internet as far as St. Patrick's Day
The
is concerned.
South by Southwest response to St. Patrick's Day. Because I don't know if you've witnessed theirs, where they were like, look, we believe that St. Patrick's Day is for everyone. Now, we noticed that a lot of our Irish performers have also backed out of St. Patrick's Day because of their view on the Middle East. But we believe that getting day drunk and screaming in children's faces is for everyone. And it creates potential for funding, for viability of future game-changing work.
We're trying to get all the snakes out of South by Southwest this year for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, St. Patty's trying to clear out all the snakes and shells.
And it seems like we finally did. Those anti-Army USA haters, we got all the snakes out of South by for St. Patty's Day.
And in the words of South by Southwest, Austin is Military City, USA. If you don't like it, don't come here.
I have a little clip of Sam, I think it's from episode 1, where he says, "Let me put on my nationalist hat for a second." Let me put on my little nationalist. You have the most coy little, let me put it on. Like, no, Sam, don't. Don't put it on. Ooh, it's a fez. No, do you guys remember that St. Patty's Day video in Mobile, Alabama?
Nah.
Did you see a leprechaun? Everybody say yeah. Everybody see the leprechaun say yeah. Yeah.
And then they go. We have an artist rendering of the leprechaun, and it's like a child's drawing.
It rules, man.
It was drawn by like a 7-year-old.
Oh, it's so good, dude. Mobile, Alabama. That seems like I actually got family in Mobile. I went to a gay bar in Mobile, Alabama. That used to be a brothel.
Man, you are the straightest bear coming from a straight twink.
I love going to gay bars because it's where guys are nice to me.
Isn't it crazy that we are attracted to women?
I feel cursed that I'm attracted to women.
I love
feel
women.
Like
I don't.
I feel like loving women is a curse. And you would do better too, dude. If you wanted,
I do good.
Yeah, you do.
What are you talking about?
I mean, no, you don't. No, you don't, man. No, you don't. Compared to, dude, I worked with a guy. I don't even want to say his name. He was a goblin of a man. One of the ugliest motherfuckers I've met in my life. Okay. And he had Grindr on his phone. It was like back DoorDash. It was insane, dude. He pretty much just had a button he could click. A guy would drive to work and suck his dick. And then he'd come back and he'd say, I'm gonna go take a pickle break. And he would come back from 7-Eleven with a pickle.
Where's the thrill in that, though?
Getting your dick sucked? I don't know, buddy. Yeah, where's the thrill in getting your dick sucked? Yeah, that sounds horrible.
You don't like the hunt?
No.
I like the chase. I like let me rephrase it differently. I like
predator mindset. I like the trace, the trap, and the attack. The moment my prey is fearless, helpless, with wide eyes in a corner, that's when I'm fully erect.
Let me put on my nationalist
hat. God, put on my nationalist hat before I come.
I like the song and dance. I do. I like the actual like seduction. If it just shows up all the time, it's like, well, fuck. All right.
I only want to be in sexual situations where I can politely ask. You know what I mean? I don't like the whole like, oh, let's flirtatious. Oh, I gotta kiss your neck.
You don't like the will they, won't they?
Yeah.
You don't like knowing whether like not your. It's
never the build up. It's the coming. That's the best part of sex is the coming. I like that part. The rest of it is just trying to get there.
What you like is
yeah. If I had the orgasm button that they gave mice, I'd be the mice that died. 100%. I just push that button until my body goes limp. 100%. In fact, I think the reason I smoke weed all day is because I like the little dopamine rush. I'm a addict. I'm addicted to coming. I'm addicted to smoking weed. I'm addicted to anything cool. If you give me a cool thing that feels good, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, talking. You guys let me talk so much here. I'm addicted to this now. You know what I mean? Anything that feels good, I just want to keep doing. I'm a hedonist.
I'm not talking. I'm letting you finish, baby.
I won't run out, dude. That's bad. I won't run out. I'll talk about things I like. I'll just keep going on.
Oh man, I am your comedy wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In the sense that
I let you talk.
Yeah. Really let me talk.
Was there any other slides on this?
I think that's it. I think that's their non-statement. I think it's the same thing that Greg Abbott said. I think it's very funny. And I don't think there's a single positive comment on it.
Yeah, the defense industry is where we build good tech, which is true. It's one of those things where you just have to go and say, "Hey, look, you like wearing a lanyard? You like seeing an actor that you forgot about from 15 years ago, pretend to bartend. Remember that? Remember when what's his name? Bill Murray?
Bill Murray, yeah.
Bill Murray, like, just drunkenly, slovenly got behind a bar and started throwing vodka at people. And the bar staff was like, please, you can't do that. We'll get shut down. Please, I need this job. I'm a bartender with a coke habit. And he was like, like, don't we love these memories?
Love 'em.
Isn't this a wonderful thing we're preserving? That's what I don't understand. There's all these people who are like, South by Southwest has changed. It's not as fun anymore. Was it ever? Was it anything really nice? It was just people from LA coming in and doing their thing all over your city. Who gives a fuck? Let it die. Rebrand it.
Got it.
Rebrand it as the DEFCOM Def Jam. That is the answer. It's the Defense Company Def Jam.
Lean in.
We're gonna watch Martin Lawrence make fun of a guy for being too light-skinned in the Northrop Grumman room. Give it up for that. Yeah. We're gonna have a live episode of Club Shay Shay in the Houthi rebel kill 'em all ballroom. Huh? Doesn't that sound fun? Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. We're gonna see Friday the 7th movie live taping at the Alamo Draft House on South Lamar. And guess what? If you don't think they made a special drink for it that's really disrespectful and has codeine in it, you're dead wrong. Okay? You know how Alamo is insistent you get there before the movie starts? You can show up 15 minutes late. That's too much. I'm sorry. That's too racist. That's not me. That's not Sam Castillo. That's Alamo Draft House. Shame on you, Alamo Draft House.
Shame on you for making Sam say that.
I would never. But this is what it has to be. Stop. There is no sacred cow. The fact that you guys even held a festival in reverence is so lame. How can you be punk rock and still show up and care?
I'll tell you.
Sell it out. Always sell out. And when your friends sell out, if any of you fucking losers who are watching this, if any of your friends gets to sell out and work for a top bank, do anything you can to enable them.
Just salute them. Say good job. It's like the end of Pretty Woman when they're getting carried away and the rest of us whores are just clapping in the window, being like, better life, you're living a better life.
When the helicopter's leaving Kabul and you're left and you know you're going to get slashed up to bits, you go, hey, we had a fine ride. Huh? You know? Look, what it is like one of your friends is going to get a house in the Hamptons. You hope. And then you can OD on fentanyl in that house, and you'll always be remembered as JT, the guy who screamed and got kicked out of a South by Southwest show and then died in Jimmy's house.
That's the way to go.
His beach cabana has a ghost in it. And then Jimmy's kids can go to 15 years from now when they're cutting a line, they go, yeah, you know, my dad's friend died in this room. and then their girlfriend can go, oh my God, you're so dark, baby. Like that's what it has to be. So we don't get there unless we say, hey, we have to make some racist jokes about South by Southwest and black comedy. And Sam Castillo apologized and said he was taken out of context, even though it's all in a comedy podcast. And look, sell the fuck out.
That's what I want to do. I went to this festival one time at called Forum Fest at Arco Santi, and the whole point was just like this big propaganda fest, and you had to like write a little submission to get in there, and then when you got in, they would give you like this VR experience that women went through if they tried to get an abortion with like protesters, and they had like Father John Misty give like a spoken word thing on feminism, right. And then they had
yeah,
and it was truly like it was like a cool thing, like a cool art festival, but the whole time all I could think was like, this feels like the most like over the top propaganda for people who are already bought in on these ideas. Like they weren't inviting right wingers out to go through the VR experience. They were inviting liberals and artists out to go through that experience. And I was thinking, like, who is this for? Like, this isn't, winning over anyone to new ideas. It's just people all kind of celebrating these ideas that they have in the desert to music. And I remember I was dating a photographer at the time, and she was shooting for a magazine, so I wrote for the magazine, and that's what I wrote. I was just like, this is like, a weird form of propaganda that isn't going to change anyone's mind. It's just people celebrating. And it was for Rough Trade, and Rough Trade was like something else. And so it was like, it was cool seeing rockers. I love seeing Father John Misty. It was so pretty. And that's what the article was, where I was like, man, I didn't know that I couldn't be some subversive douchebag for Rough Trade magazine. I had no idea what Rough Trade was, though.
That's South by Southwest was always about eugenics. Mm-hmm. What? It's just eugenics with an X, so it's extreme. South by South, no more of them. That's what it's always been. It was always about attracting the rich to come to this tax haven.
It's this really...
That's what it always was.
People have this really perverted history of it where it's like, oh, it started as this cool indie thing. And it's like, no, it was always about industry. It was always about getting bands in front of money, getting people in front of money, and getting money moving around the city.
Yeah, that's what it is. Your Uber Eats driver, is picking up the food, and the poor barista is hearing about, oh yeah, what you don't understand was like, yeah, South by used to be pretty fucking cool. Like, I was once doing bad cut blow with real cut, stepped on both feet. Like, I mean, so stepped on, you could see the waffle cone shape of Vans in it, And I was doing some stepped on blow. One of the dudes, some Butthole Surfers, not the singer. Actually, he was actually a session artist who was only there for that tour. So actually not a real Butthole Surfer. But like... But me and this surfer, we were doing blow in the back of a venue. It's called Mugshots. Doesn't even exist no more. Kind of burnt down. Anyways, I'm 43, and I'm just, and I got my dick sucked. I couldn't even finish. I was so nervous. We were sitting in a parked Nissan Isuzu Trooper truck, and the whole time people were walking by, and I just couldn't finish. And she said, "Are you gonna come?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Oh, well, I was pretty determined." And I said, just stop. Anyways, so yeah, like South by used to be about getting frustrated because you couldn't come during Roadhead and then just drive drunken home. So that's pretty cool, huh?
Anyways, Austin rules, totally moving there.
Anyways, this used to be a city where like men could be men, women could be women, and you could fucking park. Like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck? That's a sign of a good city is when you can park easily.
Yeah, when traffic's good or when traffic's not slam-a-lam-a-ding-donged, that's a good city to me.
Yeah, you know what? Turns out things were always better when I was younger and getting more head.
Yeah.
Turns out that's what's wrong with this festival. Why the fuck does my back hurt and why am I not getting toothy head now? It's crazy. It's crazy. A man used to be able to just, but play a guitar, a shitty cover of like a Rolling Stone, get 3 drink tickets, and strike out.
The guitar to good pussy pipeline has been pretty disrupted in the past 20 years.
Good.
20 years ago, a fool like me could bust out a guitar and then just be a guy at a party that girls like. That is way too many fellas took that route. Now that guitar to pussy pipeline, it's a little more treacherous than just ding-a-ling-a-ding. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna put on a fucking dress now. Is that what the same guy's getting worked out.
You're telling me I have to get fucked in the ass if I want to be a successful guitar player?
You're telling me I gotta join the U.S. military?
The world's only gay military. The only gay soldiers that are left.
You're telling me I gotta work, I gotta make non-statements in order to go to the festival. No, you could buy a badge.
I think I'll choose non-statements, buddy.
You're telling me if I want to watch the Roadhouse premiere with Conor McGregor, I gotta pay for a badge and a ticket?
Yeah, was that a real event?
That's how it's always worked.
That sounds like a real event. Was that a real event?
It was for sure a real event.
That sounds like a real event.
Dude,
Roadhouse is a TV show or a movie?
Movie. It was the old Patrick Swayze movie.
Yeah.
About the bouncer. But... Dude, I'll tell you, that motherfucker was coked up during the red carpet.
He better be. Yeah. If he's not, I'm telling him, go to the closet, take a line. It's already paid for by Collins Aerospace. You fucking limey bastard. You're going to come to my state and you're not going to be fidgeting next to Jake Gyllenhaal? Make him uncomfortable. I was reading a blind item about him actually yesterday.
What was the blind item?
It's about how he's going to fire his beard, they think, which
His
is
beard?
code for breaking up for his cover-up girlfriend.
Yo, is Conor McGregor gay?
No, Gyllenhaal.
Oh.
No, Conor McGregor is straight, but he's on so much coke that he can't get wood. That's the paradox of how
Jake
straight he is.
Gyllenhaal's
The most
gay?
heterosexual man is on so much cocaine that he cannot get hard. That is the most hetero thing you can do.
It's worth it. Absolutely worth it. I mean, what's the stories we have today?
Okay, so the first story I want to look at is a fun company that my brother sent me to. My brother is now at the stage in his life where he's thinking about getting home.
Congratulations.
Yeah, fuck him.
I feel the jealousy on you.
No, I'm happy for him. No, I really am, actually. It'd be nice to have a guest bedroom that'll overstay my welcome. But this company that Bezos has invested in is called Arrived. And it's a fun company, if you want to click on the first link, where you can buy, they've commodified the house as single family unit home in shares. So just like a company can be a public company, like Amazon, I think is a public company, you can buy shares of it like Tesla or Disney or anything. You can be a shareholder if you own one share of it, and you get dividends and returns on how well the company does. You can do that for a 3-bedroom house that your son OD'd in. Like that's, and you had to sell it to pay for his funeral costs. That now can be split up into 1,000 shares, and people like you and me and Jimmy, what's up, Jimmy, can all buy parts of that. And some people are saying that that's fucked up and that's corrupt, that you shouldn't be able to do that. It's going to drive the price of homes up. Some people are saying it's irresponsible because we're speculating on the housing market in a way that's akin to 2008. I think it's embarrassing.
You think it's embarrassing?
Because everything that our generation is doing is just a sadder, weaker, more pathetic version of what our parents did. Our parents had the capital and the power and the financial mobility to invest in mutual funds that then were bought by banks, which the banks were owned by holding companies that then owned multiple collateralized debt obligations. So back in the day, your parents would own a share of a company that then bought 1,000, 100,000 mortgages that they all knew were bad, and then they gambled with that. Your parents were gambling on 1,000 houses that were for sure going to be foreclosed upon. Now, your shithead cousin, is so fucking broke, he can only buy 1 bedroom of a house.
I would love...
That's so on scale lame, right?
I just can't wait till I'm evicting 1/20th of a single mom. and it's like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry, I'm only 1/20 of this, but I am going to be the one that pulls your shit to the curb, buddy.
I like the idea where they're like, well, I only own enough of the house to evict your cousin. So, tell your cousin Jackson to get the fuck out. You can stay. I don't own your room.
I'm putting a coffee shop in his old room, though, just so you know. Just so you know, I'm turning his old room into an art gallery. We're going to change the way this home looks.
This is my barista, Glen Rose. When they're not taking Lalo to get meth, they're going to be doing Adderall, which is meth, in that bedroom.
Man.
And if you think they're showing up not hungover and feisty to their barista job in this bedroom, you got another thing coming.
Another thing coming, buddy. Man, I don't know. If you gave me the opportunity, how much money can you make on this?
It has yet to be seen.
Yeah. You think it's going to fail pretty quickly? You think that we're going to see a 2008 style crash on this shit?
No, the banks will bail them out.
Absolutely.
And also, I think that this company, what's going to happen is like anything... people who are representing State Street, Vanguard, all these hedge fund companies will end up just buying all the single family homes anyways out from underneath these micro investors. The idea is like all the single family homes are now owned by like 3 hedge funds in this country now, and we'll be a nation of renters. And the whole idea of Arrived is like, hey, don't let those 3 hedge funds get all the fun. You should be a landlord too. You should have people paying rent to you as well.
I'm just like them. I'm just as rich as the BlackRock guys.
I say, am I a good landlord now, Mr. Vanguard?
I am not. I will be 1/20th of an iron fist on your home. I will cut off your water for disrespecting me.
I'll be such a good landlord. I'll give you the landlord special, which is I'll just paint over the door.
Paint over everything.
Paint over paint.
It's weird. I think that with the phrasing fractional real estate investment, I think what you said is such a good, like, hit the nail right on the head, where it's like, we're not investing in full homes anymore. We don't have that type of buying power. Tag teaming to be a landlord is the most profitable thing I can do from my phone.
How pathetic.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I think this is a symptom of like a rotting society, right? We're in the death throes of like the stage of capitalism that the U.S. is in. I don't know. We either need to move into like a newer New Deal, right? Or we're just going to have like feudal lords who own 1/20th of a farm that I work on for the right to live there, you know?
If you're on your phone and you're thinking I should be a fractional buyer and I should own 1/50th of a bedroom in a house in a suburb.
Take a nap.
Put the phone down, have a glass of water, pick it back up, and take all that money you were going to invest with and just put it into, like, I don't know, Rocket League, and just play on your phone, play cool math games on your phone until you die.
Buy Desert Storm
patiently.
collectible
Sit
Pro
on your
Series
hands,
cards.
Sit on your hands and wait to die.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, man. I would invest in it. I also bought GME and AMC.
After all I just said.
Yeah, I also bought Bitcoin one time. You know what I mean? I bought Playboy stock before. If you told me this was my shot, and I'm dumb enough to believe it, I'd give it a shot. You know what I mean? I would love to have a little bit of money. I would love to have I'm not tripping about life money. And if this was my best shot, I'd invest in it tomorrow. I would. I just don't think people are going to get rich on this. I think that Bezos and his team are going to get rich on this.
Yeah.
But I don't think me on my phone buying 1/20th of a single mom's mortgage is going to get me rich. I don't think that. Maybe I'm dumb.
Right.
Well, I'm dumb, but maybe I'm dumb about this.
Arrived is just another app to collect and harvest consumer habits and data of the micro investors. That's probably really what it all actually is. It's probably not even about, owning 1/80th of a ranch home. Oh, no, you don't understand. It's a craftsman. No. It's a boho. It's a boho style bungalow. No, who gives a fuck? It's about really like understanding what it is that you do. Which, shout out to the festival. I don't know if they can hear this. I don't know if these microphones are picking it up. We can hear a band playing on 7th Street. These are the people who support the military.
It's a little bit of rock, a little bit of roll. Yeah. I like what it says there, where it says most of the properties funded on this platform are leased out to long-term tenants. The rest are used as short-term rentals rented nightly on sites like Airbnb. And like Airbnb is a part of what destroyed how much rent costs here. Airbnb, that got banned in Dallas because of how bad it is for commodifying the most important thing in the world, the fucking place that you sleep. So like this is pouring gasoline on the fire that is the housing crisis, right? Like this is a direct pour and an attack on it. I would absolutely put money in if I thought it was going to make me money.
Absolutely.
I don't want to go to heaven. I want to live comfortably. If I wanted to go to heaven, I'd fucking, I don't know, what? Join the Peace Corps? What it would be a social worker? If I wanted to go to heaven, what would I do? I'd work at a homeless shelter or something? I don't know. I want to do comedy with my friends. So if I got to put a little money in an app that goes and evicts some fucking people so I can make $14 in like downstream payment through my computer, I think I'm in, buddy. Fucking put my boots on the ground, dude. That's wild. I'm in. Fractional investment.
My cock in a cage and my money in the market. Let's go.
Let's go. Man, I want to personally write these people loans. I want to personally write these fuckers loans.
And I want to not lift my hand so it smudges the ink all over it. I want to get, what is that? Oh, fuck. I fucked up the riff. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize. Let go and let God.
I wanted to get birria sauce all over the contract because I'm dipping a taco as I do it.
Man, that's living good, dude.
It is.
That's living good on other people's money. That's how I want to live. I want to be funded. In fact, CIA, if you're listening, send us some talking points and a few Bitcoins, and we'll mimic them.
Look,
we'll
I've already screamed to the camera, sell out, all throughout this episode.
Sell out.
Yeah, if you don't think I'll go state, I'll go state.
Hey, non-state actors, you're out there. We'll vouch for you, dude. We'll absolutely vouch for you.
I'll crisis act for you. I'll audition for you. I'll crisis audition.
Absolutely.
I got the Mom, I got the crisis callback. Yeah. I found it on backstage.com. and I read all the lines. I went, Slate, Sam Castillo, I'm with Crisis Talent Agency. All right, Q.
If I get this, I get to join SAG.
I'm 5'9.5", 28. Wink.
5'9" and some change.
5'9" and some change.
Be specific, sir.
I'm 5'9".
You'll be playing a slaughtered child.
Yeah, you'll be playing the bratty teen who gave the gun to his younger brother as a bit. I didn't think he would actually.
Did you see those two parents went to prison? So
the Michigan parents.
Michigan parents went to prison
For giving their kid guns.
for giving their kid's gun and training him how to use it, which is what you should do if you have a gun. But I don't know, man. If your kid's like suicidal or crazy, you probably shouldn't give him a gun, right?
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? Talk to him?
Well, fuck that. Just give him a gun.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna learn what's going on with my kid. I'll just fucking
I walked
strap
in
him
the other
up.
day, and he was just mashing this Glock into a fleshlight. And I said, son, I gave you a gun, and I gave you a pocket pussy. I thought you'd use them not at the same time. He was just... And the whole time, he's just got 9-inch nails eraser blasting. He's dead-eyed, and he's just screaming, South by Southwest is still about the arts, okay? He said, free and sovereign island my ass. Yeah, this is just the same article twice. Yeah, let's go next in the doc, and I think you gotta go see a play.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing Wicked.
Yeah, okay, yeah, this is a fun story to end on. The National Association of Realtors. Let's just keep it in the topic of houses. Houses are so important. Some of you are lucky enough to be raised in one. One of you might be lucky enough to die in one. I don't think our viewers are very wealthy.
Make good friends.
Yeah. I mean, you might be able to die in one if you just bash through the window during a heart attack. That's a nice bay window. Bam! My left arm's going numb. Honey, take me. as you're dying. Well, look. Flash forward. It's 20 years from now. You're in one of those couples that shares an Instagram, shares a bank account, and shares a DoorDash account. One of those married couples that DoorDashes with each other because it's the only time they get to spend time with each other. Brutal. Sad.
Has to make half a wage together.
Yeah, exactly. He's the wheelman. She takes it to the door. You know.
I got my getaway guy. Go.
Yeah, seriously. And as your left arm is seizing up, you go, honey, it's for real happening this time. She said, sick, bust a wheel back to 2317 Shoal Creek. You know, the one we've always wished we lived in. You know, the one with the tire swing.
I want to die feeling lower middle class.
I want to die. I want to die in a house with a Bezos sign out front. Take me there, take me home.
You said all are welcome in your yard sign. Let me die.
You said in this house we believe that science is real while I'm dying. That's that, and then you start to seize up, and you see heaven. And you hear the harps, you see the gates, you see St. Peter, and he's telling you, oh, it's not your time. And you say, please, I don't want to go back. I don't want to
go back. Don't make me keep living this life.
I don't want to live on Old Torf Street.
It's just work till I die.
It's just work. This is, right now, the way that you buy a house in this country for the longest time was fucked. Mm-hmm. The whole process was fucked. Realtors were hiding homes from you. They were keeping them on lists that you wouldn't be able to see them. That's actually found out to be an illegal practice, so that they would steer you towards houses with the highest commission.
The term is called steering.
Yeah.
That's the crime, is steering.
And the way that you when you bought a house, you'd have to pay the commission of your realtor and then the seller's real estate agent as well. All that's gone now. That's gone. You're gonna see. Typically, you'd pay like $30,000 in total closing costs for both realtors on the average price of a home right now. The average American home is like what, $450K?
Yeah.
So 6% is like what, I think like $33,000. So you'd spend about like $25,000 to $35,000 in closing costs just on the realtors alone, which is a college education for some people. And now they're going to reduce that to about like $7,000. You're really going to have to pay your real estate agent. It's fine. The internet's not working in here. I can just tell you the brief notes is that the National Association of Realtors were going to get sued for $5 billion because they were found breaking all these antitrust laws because they were colluding with other major brokerage firms to make the average home buyer pay more than they should. Mm-hmm. And this is just one of several scandals going on with the NAR, not the NRA. We love those guys. This is the NAR.
The enemies. We need to get the NRA and the NAR against each other.
That's correct.
Yeah. We need them to do the battle royale. Whoever settles gets to pick our next president.
So this was a bit of relief as opposed to our last story, where the price of homes are getting raised and raised and raised with speculation. This is what this means now is that the cost of a home will go down. Home builders are incentivized now to build more homes, and that's good because as a small fractional investor, there will be more homes for you to buy parts of because more homes will now be on the market. And if you work for State Street, if you work for the Trian, which is the shell corporation of Nelson Peltz, love him, shout out. Or if you work for something, like a Vanguard hedge fund guy, you're a big mover and shaker. The closing costs of single-family homes are now lower. And don't let anyone stop you. Buy 80 homes today. Buy 100 tomorrow. The point is that we need a nation of renters, and this is going to help us get there faster.
The only political opinion that we have on this show is that you should own nothing and be happy.
That's correct.
Own nothing and be happy.
Work will set you free. South by Southwest says, work will set you free. Guys, see us again next week. We love you. Subscribe, Instagram, Bad News Podcast, on the Creek of the Cave Network on YouTube. I'm Sam Castillo.
I'm JT Kelley.
And
What's up, Jimmy Clifford?
Thank you, Patriots.
we will see you on the internet next week. Bye.